on my head. Yep. So greatly significant is this. So when I first came to this place, I needed to find something that gave proof enough to me, so to give myself permissions if I was going to waste time or not, you know. And so I'm looking for evidence, proof, something that was irrefutable, existed beyond the room for argument to raise against. And when I got to this bit, I found what I was looking for. In a way, this is called a king's list, or a royal tribute tree, where they would often go back 3 rulers, and that's far enough to get an idea of what dynasty this is. And they were very precise. And so you've got to remember how old Egypt scribes were. They were honest. If they weren't truthful, then later when they died, their heart would be weighed to see if they'd been faithful to things, and if they weren't, they weren't going to go to heaven. So they were very truthful. So watch what happens when the scribe wrote this. What we're looking at is Khufu's just recently died, and this is her funeral wall. Her father is on the right, as in the right sort of protocol in a king's list. Up here is the next incoming king. But when we look around the walls, we see everywhere, here it is here. So here's the ruler, the Natur, taken by Khafre, so it's going up now into heaven. But she's still got the flail in her hand. So this means she's dead, but she still rules. She's not interned yet. When these texts were done, the process of interning her was still going on, so she still rules. So the thing is, you could tell the last ruler, her father, you could tell of hers, the ruler just gone, but you couldn't tell of this bloke yet. He's not the king. And so notice there's nothing above his head. Where here we've got child of Ra, here we've got the current ruler, girl, so Khufu, girl of the north, ruler of Egypt, but this one's got nothing. And the other thing is, this is what it says, Snefru, so King Snefru, child of Ra, King Snefru. It was said child of Ra wasn't used until the days of Djedefre, and nor were cartouches. But here we are, 2 kings before Djedefre, and here it is right here. So child of Ra, Snefru, came around, see the circle? Mm-hmm. Came around behind the lion 2 times. So in other texts found in Egypt, it tells that Snefru went to the land of Djed Snefru, this place, 2 times. And here it is on the wall, says the same. So child of Ra, Snefru, came around 2 times behind the lion, which is the Lion Island, Mulamari. The Isle of Rasto to these guys. So now here's Khufu, who's just died, but she's still ruling because she's not interned yet. Ruler of the north, ruler, girl, Khufu. So here now it should go to Snefru, Khufu, Djedefre. He was the next king after her, but it doesn't. It says Ratosis. So why does it say Ratosis? Why doesn't it correctly say Djedefre? Well, frankly, because he wasn't the king yet. Because she still holds a flail, she's not been interned, he isn't the king. So if they said Djedefre, if they went Snefru, Khufu, Djedefre, it's a lie, because he's not the king. So they very carefully used his spiritual name, the name he would use as a priest. And all the royals were taught to be priests and priestesses as much as they were dancers and singers. So they deliberately used this. So this was never seen in any other place on earth. It was only recently discovered in Egypt above the royal Khufu ship when they dug it up beside the Great Pyramid. And but it wasn't realised until only 1974 what it meant, that it was the spiritual name for Djedefre. But isn't that so clever, eh? Mm. So honest, you know, that they could have wrote Djedefre and they didn't. They deliberately went for that, you know. So this only exists in 2 places on earth, above the royal Khufu ship, just beneath, alongside the Great Pyramid, and here. And this has been in full view all that time. And so, as I say, I came here to give myself permissions, looking for something true that I knew was irrefutable. And immediately on seeing this, there's no way some retarded, alcoholic, Polish illegal immigrant, you know, would know that, you know. And so that relieved me greatly of the stupid hoax theory that held everybody else bound. This is wonderful. This too is found in Egypt. I couldn't touch these before, by the way. We're a metre higher than we used to be. This was way out of reach before, so first time I've touched it. So what this is telling is, in Egypt, they tell it in plain day. It's on a big wall. It's one of the first things I ever read when I walked on the Giza plateau was this. And it talks about if you go there to this place and walk between the furrow, it says that the door opens. So this is a door opens. So, but the door opens by the name of Shu. Shu. So again, in the house of God, walking inside on a journey for the mistress, know thy name of Shu. If you do not know the name of Shu, and we talked about Shu, Madigan, we talked of Shu, it's the same person by the way, or the same entity, you know, concept, an aspect of nature, then you're not going to see anything here. You're working without permissions, you don't know what you're doing, nothing's going to happen to you. But it's interesting that, and fascinating to find this same sentence written upon the Giza plateau as well. And here it goes on, eternal, mummified behind the hidden wall.
Fascinating.
Isn't that fascinating, eh?
It's wonderful.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is a wonderful
Yeah.
opportunity.
You probably should stop it.